Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. I've just started a live stream on New Year's Day afternoon here in Australia. Hope you all had a good New Year's Eve.
Hi guys, thanks for tuning in.
I'll keep an eye on the chat here. Hey Razor. Hey James. So there's a few starting to tune in now. But basically today I just want to talk about the changes that we've seen from BTC Markets that put this out only an hour ago. So, hi guys, there's a few starting to tune in. Happy New Year, guys. I hope you all had a great night. And welcome to 2018. So, I've made that video, 2017 year in review. Check that out if you haven't already. A few 2018 predictions that I think are coming, and obviously my top 10 underrated coins that I know a lot of you guys have purchased already, and we have seen a few of those jump up in price, and I definitely think they're long-term buy and holds. That was by no means a short-term video. So let's jump into these updates, guys, because this is a little bit worrying. So BTC Markets have put this out, but as I said in that Facebook post on the Crypto Australia page, I think this is something we'll see from all exchanges that want to comply with the regulations. So, dear customers, in the past few months, we've had increased demand, unprecedented growth. Everyone wants in on this blockchain technology. They've had to, increase their size of their support team. Hiring talented and trustworthy people is hard, especially in this crypto space. So obviously, it's a stress we've seen on everyone, from Coinbase, the biggest in the world, to obviously local Australian exchanges. And I've used pretty much every exchange in Australia over the years. There's been some that have come and gone. I've seen get hacked and go belly up, and obviously there's CoinSpot, BTC Markets, Independent Reserve, CoinJar. Find one that you guys like. But they all have their pluses and negatives, I guess. So this is the part here that we want to focus on in anticipation of falling in under the anti-money laundering, and I think CTF stands for the Counter-Terrorism Funding Act. We verify the identity of our users. We all know about uploading our documents, the source of the funds, and the purpose of their transactions. Now that's where it gets interesting. Now, it's our money. When did we have to talk about the purpose of what we're using it for? That's something that obviously we've had all that stuff in the news lately about the banks, which I'll talk about a bit as well. If users want to increase their limit, they must provide more information. Again, guys, hold on. If we want to put more money into crypto, why do we need to justify that? It's our money. Yeah, it's getting a little bit totalitarian state where we're not allowed to do anything even with our own money. But guys, technically, and if you've watched those documentaries and you've taken the time to learn about how banks work, once you give a bank your money, it's not your money. You're a customer of the bank. So again, cryptocurrency, I want to take back control of my money, and I keep very little money in banks, guys. I do everything I can with cryptocurrency these days. We use this information to calculate a risk score that determines how we mitigate and manage users' risk. So this is required under the new Act. Obligations taken very seriously. We make efforts to build a culture in our organisation. Onboarding process may require manual intervention or a letter to be sent. And obviously, guys, it is so frustrating if you're new to this, or if you've sent a transaction and you're dying to sell and the price is going down. All these things are so frustrating. So I think in the future, I'll touch on this as well, decentralized exchanges are going to increase in popularity unless these mainstream centralized exchanges can increase their user friendliness, reduce these delays. People want a good experience, and at the moment it's putting a strain on everyone, and it's not their fault, and it's particularly not BTC Market's fault. As I said, all other exchanges are probably going to follow suit, but all these barriers to entry that are placed by governments and regulation, and it's just hopefully something crypto can circumvent. Once you're in that ecosystem, in the crypto world, it's a lot easier. Negative impact. We're doing our best with verification partners, improve automation, trying to keep it private. Team needs to review the increased limits. I know you want to put in more money when the price goes down, then you get hit with this roadblock and delay. It's so frustrating, guys. Trust me, I understand. Do not submit report tickets. That adds to the backlog. So the ADCA Code of Conduct. So the Australian Digital Currency Industry Code of Conduct is a tool to help Australian consumers, best practices, all that sort of thing. But they need to do these independent audits to make sure they met these rigorous standards. External auditor confirms each item, blah, blah, blah. So they've completed this external audit and are currently in the process of finishing off the final recommendation. So they are sort of coming up to speed, as we all are, as this space develops, hoping to have this fully certified in January or February. Deposits and withdrawals, again, all of our transactions are monitored, and if required, they get red flagged. And this is what we've been seeing, guys. So all that tweet that I put out, I'll touch on that as well. We've seen a lot of people saying, oh, this is just Polypay, it's the third party's fault. It's not the case, guys. We've seen it with bank transfers, credit card purchases to Coinbase, as well as Polypay, and we've seen it on all the exchanges. So the banks and the actual exchanges themselves, red flagging deposits and withdrawals, this is what's causing so much friction lately. We can't reveal exactly what triggers red flags, guys. It's normally if you've been doing $1,000 a week, something like that, and then you do a huge, a bigger one, or if you haven't been putting any money in, then all of a sudden you try to pull a heap out. They're the sort of things that get a red flag, I believe. We want to highlight our efforts to keep the platform safe and secure, but this can cause delays for deposits and withdrawals. Suspicious activity gets flagged, you need an investigation, often requires human intervention. Again, once they get a backlog of these, that's when it can take days. Frustrating if the price is going up or down and you're trying to buy or sell. Again, we want to try and, I'll touch on why decentralized exchanges are going to be a better experience for tech-savvy people in the future. Two-factor authentication, another thing that can cause issues. Again, we don't want to rush these systems. It's fine-tuning, suspicious activity. Let's hope that they iron out and improve this platform, automate this process. But whatever exchange has the most user-friendly interface and fastest times, and people have their favorites that they've had no issues with, they tell me. So guys, find and use whichever one you think works best. So I'll take some questions at the end, but I just want to get through this stuff for now. So, look, first of all, thanks for everyone that liked and retweeted and shared this this tweet here. Pretty amazing to think how far and wide this went eventually. And we made the top story on Zero Hedge, which is one of the most read websites in the world, guys. So this is pretty crazy to think about. And I hope that something gets done. We want some concrete now. I don't want to slam the banks or anything, but we want concrete. We want to say why and when are these going to get stopped? Why can't I use my money how I want to get it into an exchange or out of an exchange? We want clear policies and reasons so we can say, hey, I did everything right and still got frozen, and then we can take some action and that sort of thing, guys. So again, thanks to everyone that's supported me on Twitter lately. Nugget_Alex, guys, if you want to follow. I'm going to start to be more active on Twitter. And for those that don't know, Bitcoin Babe, she's one of the long-time users on local bitcoins.com, where you can buy and sell Bitcoins off other people. She's a trusted user. I've seen her name there all the years that I've been in this space. She's been banned from 30 different banks, and I think she even said at one stage she couldn't even pay her, electricity and gas bills because she literally had been banned from all the banks, even though she's got all the right licenses and done everything to the T. Again, she's really come to the party and reached out to me about all the issues she's had with every bank, basically. So hopefully this stuff gets resolved, but it's great to see that we actually got people talking in the media, and we don't want the banks to get away with something else. We want them to treat us with respect. It's our money. We want to be able to use it. So, Ether Delta is a decentralized exchange. It's hard to use if you're a new user. It's on the blockchain, so it can be slow. It's got to require each blocks to get confirmed. I've done videos on decentralized exchanges. But in the future, we've got these next generations. So Radar Relay is one that looks around all different exchanges. It doesn't have a lot of liquidity on there at the moment, and a lot of people buying and selling on their order book. But you can have a play around with their beta. So, I mean, the next generation, again, you can unlock your MetaMask, plug in your hardware wallet, access your private keys, and just trade. You plug into the exchange, so you don't actually sign in, your coins aren't on a website. Guys, you always want to control your own coins. And being able to do this and trade in a decentralized way is going to be huge in the future. And again, whichever decentralized exchange does this the best, has the most liquidity, the most coins, maybe gives you the option to go back into Tether or the Maker DAI stable coin in the future, is just going to be so huge. You're going to be able to sit in that and have that coin on your own wallet. I think that Maker DAI coin is just going to see huge demand in the future. So that's probably it for that topic I wanted to discuss, guys. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about how the banks are treating us, how exchanges are treating us. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this story unfolds, because a bit off topic, but I think Australia is ahead on crypto mass adoption compared to the rest of the world. It might only be a few weeks or a few months, but I certainly think way more people in Australia into crypto than if you picked a random country on the map in Europe. And I don't think it's widespread, everyone talking about it yet. So finally, just a couple of things I have been getting a bit of pushback on. Guys, we finished our trading year with 35 out of 36 swing trades, so that's not the coins we buy and hold. We've got about 15 coins in our long-term portfolio. They're all going well. I think 9 or 10 of those up 1,000%, but this is just our trading record. So phenomenal year. Anytime you can have a trading percentage above 60%, that's pretty awesome. So to finish the year with 98% win rate is absolutely crazy, but yes, it has been a bull market, so let's see if we can keep that up. But the next thing I wanted to talk about was Ripple. So the other day, I warned my members, and I did a live video for everyone on Crypto Australia as well, just saying, guys, look, the Ripple chart is going too fast, it's too steep, and this wasn't an attack on Ripple. I would have done the same video no matter what coin it was, because when we see a chart, I'll just bring up the daily chart here. When we see a chart go parabolic, guys, it's not the best time to invest. And all I was trying to do was get the message across that, guys, I did the video when it was $2.40 US. I said, look, this is not the best time to invest. I was seeing FOMO and hype, and I just didn't want anyone to get burnt. There's going to be a better entry than buying the top of a parabolic curve here. So literally 5 minutes later, we've pulled back 30%. So look, guys, if you're a Ripple lover, this is maybe a better time to enter if you're thinking long term. But again, guys, Ripple is not a coin I invest in. The XRP token itself doesn't have a lot of intrinsic value, so I'll dive into that maybe in a more detailed video, but it's used to pay fees between the banks and that, but it doesn't have a need for a $100 billion market cap. They're not actually using Ripple, they're just using that Ripple protocol between banks to pay different assets, and then the fees get paid with Ripple and the like. So again, maybe one that you want to hold in your portfolio as a hedge if you do think that banks are going to get more of a market share of the crypto world. I'm pretty impartial, guys. I always try to be unbiased. And some people were saying that I caused the price of Ripple to drop the other day. Guys, if you have a look at the market cap of these large coins, we're in the hundreds of billions of dollars. My videos and what I say is so insignificant on the global scale, it's not even funny. Okay? We're not even a drop in the ocean. $11 billion, Bitcoin, $3 billion, 24-hour volley Ripple. Guys, no matter what we say or do, maybe if I had 1 million followers on YouTube, we can influence markets. But for these big cap coins, there is no way that we can cause a price drop. So I hope I saved anyone from getting FOMO and buying that top and getting burnt. And I hope a lot of you guys sent me messages saying thank you. You sold and locked in some profits, and now you can buy back in and you can buy 30% more coins if you like Ripple. So that's all I meant by that video, guys. By no way am I trying to slam Ripple or anything like that. So let's have a look at some questions that are coming in, guys. I hope you had a good New Year's, guys. Ripple FOMO, yeah. Been fine, yeah. CBA's been fine. Look, everyone has had examples of each bank being fine and working well, and each exchange working fine and working well. But we have also had examples of them all not working and getting frozen. So I said HST is the most undervalued coin for 2018. That was my number one coin. Now you're saying Make or Die is. I'm not saying Make or Die is number one, but I think Make or Die is going to be huge. There's just such a big market demand, guys. People are scared and don't like Tether, particularly sitting in huge amounts. So imagine being able to go over to the DAI stablecoin that's pegged to a dollar of $1 value or whatever they peg it to, and you can sit that on your hardware wallet and nice and safe, lock in your profits while there's a correction, and then jump back in straight off your hardware wallet back into your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, whatever coin you want, without having to worry about, oh, is Tether safe? Oh, is that exchange going to crash when the market's going up or down? So if everyone starts using that DAI stablecoin, obviously that gives Maker a lot of intrinsic value, and I think that's going to have huge demand. Alex, you're 3 weeks behind on this issue. Yeah, we have been speaking about this for a while. This issue actually came around in 2015, which a lot of you may not be aware of. A lot of the banks shut down all dealings with all crypto-related businesses in Australia in 2015, and they said, that this isn't fair, and they forced the banks to do business. But obviously, they're still not being overly friendly, as that CoinSpot statement said. They're yet to have banks that are willing to really work with them. So obviously these issues need to be resolved. Thoughts on the Litecoin drop? A lot of people worried about Charlie Lee selling his coins. Look, I definitely don't think it's anything to worry about. I don't think Charlie sold them because he thinks the future's bad. I definitely think Litecoin's going to have some big announcements. Yeah, they said, it's not Facebook or Amazon that we're aware of. Whether or not legally he has to say that, I still think there's going to be some huge announcements from Litecoin this year, making their move as the sort of online cryptocurrency, as long as Bitcoin's fees are high. So Ethereum Casper Alpha Testnet Live, this is huge. So I'm going to talk more about Ethereum in the future. It's my biggest holding, and I haven't even done an Ethereum fundamental analysis on it, guys. So Ethereum's got so many scaling ways that they're doing blockchains in blockchains with Plasma. They're doing their Raiden Lightning Network. Now they're doing the Casper upgrades, privacy implementation. Ethereum is going to be huge. 21,000 contract coin projects on top of Ethereum at the moment. 21,000, guys. That's absolutely crazy. 2018 is going to be a huge year when Ethereum gets the spotlight, as much as Bitcoin got the spotlight this year, I think. What's the difference between a coin and a token? A coin is normally a cryptocurrency for exchanging value, whereas tokens and projects tend to be platforms, or they're businesses rather than just a way to exchange money from one to the other. Do we think we'll ever see a $20 Horizon State token? I hate to give price targets, but they've got, doing deals with the United Nations. I can't believe it's already gone from 10 cents to $1.60. So yeah, if it gets traction, why isn't $10 or $20 in a few years' time on the cards? Singularity Net ICO, yeah, very popular, oversubscribed. Safest place to put your money in a correction? Well, that's the $1 million question. Everyone has their favourite way to sit in Tether, or some people view certain coins as safer than others. A lot of people say, I'm going to sit in Litecoin, or but that Make or Die stablecoin or US dollar Tether, if you just want to wait for a correction then jump in and out in a few days, is normally the way that I like to play it. Yeah, guys, whenever you hit like or you leave a comment, that brings the videos up as search results for any video I do on YouTube, so that's always appreciated. More questions coming in. ICX, another interesting project that I might do fundamental analysis on. We've got our national tour coming up, so check the Crypto Australia events page. I think we've got a couple of hundred confirmed for just about every capital city, and obviously we have more turn up than click confirm, so I'm really hoping we can get 300 or 400, 500 people to a few of these meetups. We're all be doing live Q&A, meeting all you guys, talking crypto. I can't wait. So agree in terms of our percent of our population that's into crypto in Australia. I definitely think we're ahead on that bell curve, and I really think we can ride that wave if we get mass adoption next year. And obviously, I'll try and help you guys sell near the top like we do and buy back in near the bottom if we get these corrections along the way, as much as I can. Guys, Trader Cobb has just joined the Nuggets News team, so I don't like to promote my paid service. I like to do a lot of content for free. Certainly don't like to feel like I'm forcing anyone, but we are gradually adding more people to our paid service, and Trader Cobb is now working full time, so another awesome experienced futures trader, commodities trader. And the team at Nuggets News is now four people big, 4 full-time staff, which is crazy to think when this only started a couple of months ago, guys. I think we're still finalising a venue for Melbourne. Every other capital city is confirmed as far as I go. Modem's another one of my top 10. I think we covered Modem when it was $1.20 when I made my fundamental analysis video. Let's check it out today. Modem's 660, so another 600% winner, guys. Take the time, education, fundamentals, beats pump and dump any day of the week, guys. NEM, NEM's a monster. NEM, a lot of people don't realize NEM is actually a platform. The coins or projects launched on top of NEM are called mosaics. You can put assets on there. They're going to start doing, they call them, I can't remember now, something about funding, new funding offering, but it's basically a NEM version of an ICO. So next year NEM are going to have ICOs or funding off whatever they call them, but NEM is going to continue to grow. Never gets hyped, always just steadily grows in my opinion, and yeah, I do hold a lot of NEM. All the info on our free tour is in the Crypto Australia page, guys, or check my Twitter. I've put that photo up of the poster with the dates a number of times. I'm still liking Nexus, yeah, one of my undervalued projects. We're gradually adding more members, guys. Like I said, I've had to put on more full-time staff because admin side of things is crazy with a lot of people now, so we're doing our best. Australian housing correction, I think Sydney and Melbourne are a bit overpriced. I wouldn't be buying a 30-year mortgage there anytime soon. Verge, I think Verge is a good coin. It's a good privacy coin, but I always get worried when there's so much hype and everyone's doing their heads and getting their knickers in a knot about when is a wallet upgrade coming and these sorts of things, guys. Okay, try and think about that long term, and I'll never buy a coin when it's getting hyped. We want to get in there before the hype comes, and then we watch the hype play out. I'm a long-term investor. I don't tend to try and trade pump and dumps and hype about wallet releases and those sort of things. That's not my style. Salt lending, Ethland, another coin I might cover soon. Any of these things that give us these options to borrow money and get away from the banks and put our crypto up as collateral are going to be huge. Gas, I own Gas as well as I own Neo. Neo is going for that asset economy that compared to smart contracts like Ethereum, so not even really direct competition. Binance, yeah, Binance has been a real surprise this year as an exchange, guys. I think I've put my affiliate link down to Binance there if you want to join. But yeah, Binance has taken off, and Binance token will grow in value as long as Binance continues to grow its user base. And if they add more coins and whatnot, give themselves the edge, then yeah. Cardano, another fascinating project with awesome team and that sort of thing, but I just worry sometimes that it's a 2-layer coin. So the top layer is the cryptocurrency, just sending ADA from one person to another. The second layer is that smart contracts and everything else, and that's what we're waiting to see. And if I'm being 100% honest, I think people are getting a bit too far ahead of themselves. Again, it's been really hype lately. Congratulations if you've made huge gains. I'd continue to hold. But I don't think that until it's got further developments, let's just remember, I want to see the first iterations of their working smart contracts and all that the aspects to it that are going to make it great in the long run. But rather than buying when it's had these big runs. So yeah, I'd hold if I got in early, but I just never like buying when things are looking like that on the chart. Recognize if you missed out, there's plenty of other coins to get into early, but long term, yeah, Cardano looks like it could be great. KuCoin, yeah, I've got a link down to KuCoin as well in the description. I think that's one of the easiest exchanges to buy Horizon State on, and a lot of small coins if you're not familiar with Ether Delta. Tax video, yeah, I did a tax video, guys. That was general in nature. Always seek professional advice, because it is, very grey who fits into what category and that sort of thing. Dino King, not Funfair. I'm not familiar with Dino King, sorry, but I think Funfair is going to be huge when they put out their first working platform. INS, a lot of people reckon that one's going to fail. They reckon that online groceries has been tried and failed by a number of companies. They've got a working product in Russia that's now going onto the blockchain. They've just reached their cap today. I think INS has got a fair chance to succeed. Why is Ether Delta so horrible to use? Because it's not a website, it's a decentralized exchange. You're interacting with the Ethereum blockchain with a smart contract to buy and sell off other people. That's why it's slow and clunky. Z Classic, and again, privacy coins. I don't really see how one's better than the other. I really like PivX. Monero was the flavor of the month a few months back, and now it's another privacy coin. Verge, Bitcoin, I still think Bitcoin's going to be that store of value if we get the ETF and that moving forward. Veritasium, guys, I've got to be honest, they've disappointed me a little bit. I got into Veritasium very early. I sold it at 1,000% profit. I'm waiting to see what they can develop in terms of their project matching sell orders of shares in a decentralized fashion. So, guys, that's probably it for today. Been a pleasure hanging out with you. I can't wait to meet you all in person at these tour updates. Meet James, Ben, Trader Cobb. Our team's expanding. 2018 is going to be a massive year, guys. Make sure you're following me on Twitter, Nugget_Alex. Like I said, I'm going to try and be more active, and I really want to become that voice in the community. So if we have issues like the banks maybe treating us a little bit unfairly in the crypto community, hopefully I can get all our voices heard as a collective on behalf of Crypto Australia. And guys, my mission now this year, my mission last year was to get people in. Now our mission is to really get crypto out there and being used throughout Australia and become that #1 crypto-friendly country in the world. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Please hit like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share these videos around. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.